Hey, this is Nicole Whitlock with the eCom Sellers Academy, and we're here. It's eCom Mondays. We're here to share some awesome information with you about what's happening in the e-commerce community, about what is happening with Amazon, eBay, Shopify, Etsy, and all the other mobile platforms, and to encourage you all to do two things. One, to sign up for the eCom Seller Summit, it's e-commerce training. It contains all the tips and strategies we recommend when it comes to, being an e-commerce seller right now in the middle of COVID-19. And it also gives you some tips and strategies on how you can pivot in your e-commerce business. So you can go to www.ecomsellersummit.com. That's www.ecomsellersummit right now to ecomsellersummit.com to go and purchase your e-commerce training. It is virtual e-commerce training. We had 24 amazing speakers that have pulled together information that's going to help you be successful in e-commerce right now. So go to www.ecomsellersummit.com right now to get your virtual e-commerce training, and it's very affordable. In addition to that, we eCom Sellers Academy. We are a group of 9 leaders who support those who sell in the e-commerce community. So if you are a person that wants to learn how to sell on Amazon or eBay or any other platform, if you want to learn how to do print on demand, you want to find wholesale suppliers, you want to figure out how to get ungated, then we encourage you to sign up at eCom Sellers Academy. You can go to www.ecomsellersacademy.com. Again, www.ecomsellersacademy.com to sign up right now for your monthly membership. We have some amazing perks for our e-commerce members, and we also offer ongoing coaching, like it's part of your membership. So it is a membership subscription, and we just encourage you to sign up because we're here to support you on your journey. If you're looking for an accountability partner, we're here to help. If you're looking for somebody to provide you some level of coaching or hold your hand through the process, hey, we are here to help. We've also got a membership site where you can go in and watch training that's available right now to help you be successful in e-commerce. So we encourage you to go check those two out. We are part of the eCom Mondays e-commerce eCom Sellers group, and we host eCom Mondays every other Monday. You can come back. We encourage you to like and subscribe. So like our Facebook page, like our Instagram, follow us on Instagram. You can also check us out on YouTube. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. So go to ecomsellersacademy.com so that you can see all of the broadcasts for eCom Mondays. And if you're looking for free e-commerce support, we encourage you to sign up for eCom Sellers Mastermind. I think I got them all. So let's start with what's happening in the news. And I'm going to turn it over to our amazing Miss Kelly Ward. Kelly, take it away with the news.
There's a lot of stuff happening right now. I mean, yeah, everyone's busy with trying to Amazon scrambling to try to fulfill all those orders. I mean, right now they just they already hired over 100,000 new associates, and now they're looking to hire another 75,000. So there's one way you can find a job in e-commerce is if you're close to a warehouse and you recently lost your job or someone who did. See, maybe they can work for Amazon for a little while, in their warehouses. That's one way to get there. Besides obviously selling like we do. Also, Amazon has stepped up by suspending of sellers who have like a lot of late shipments and stuff because of what's going on. Because you have to follow, especially if you're shipping out stuff yourself, you have to keep your numbers and certain metrics. And if you can't get to the post office and you get late, shipments, they're not going to count that against you. That's still May 15th that they're holding that off. And I've also heard that because April 5th was the date they said they was going to reopen FBA, but they, to come back to everything, but it really hasn't. But they have added more stuff that you can send in. It's not open to everything like it was before. So if you're a seller, you can go to your Seller Central and there's that restock link that they have for you so you can see what items you can ship in. I checked mine this morning and I see a lot more of my items that I can go and restock now. I'm happy about that because I need to restock. I've been merchant fulfilling a lot of that stuff because I couldn't ship it in. So that's what's going on with Amazon. eBay. eBay was without a head CEO since last September when Devin stepped down. So now they announced that they have a new CEO. His name is Jamie Ianon. I believe is his last name. I can't, He was the head of Walmart's e-commerce section for a while. He had worked for eBay back uh, before, and had worked at other places with like Barnes and Nobles, and a lot of it was with e-commerce. So this is a guy who knows e-commerce. It's not some McDonald's CEO or something that doesn't know anything about it. So that's one good thing. And eBay is going to look into because they were supposed to switch everyone to manage payments this summer. But with everything going on, not everyone can get to the bank to open up checking accounts like you're supposed to need to have for your business if you're doing managed payments. So hopefully they will work with that and maybe not and delay that out a little bit longer, and hopefully not in the middle of Q4 like they did last year. They kind of put some stuff out in Q4 and it wasn't pretty. But I'm still getting sales on eBay and Amazon. Mercari today they started out they rolled out new rates for their prepaid shipping labels, so that took effect today. But besides that, it's just keep on listing, keep on getting. I mean, I listed all day yesterday, and I'm shipping. I shipped out this morning. I have stuff to ship out. And I'm making sales on multiple platforms, so it's just not Amazon I'm shipping on. It's not just eBay. I'm making sales on Poshmark. It's multiple platforms. So, just if you can, cross post as much stuff as you can to other platforms, get as many eyes on those items because people are getting those stimulus checks, I've heard. So they might be doing a little shopping then for themselves, So that's basically the news for right now.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Kelly, for sharing that information. I wanted to throw one additional thing out there. I know that the UPS has, that right now they kind of dropped the service guarantee, but they're still committed to getting things delivered in a timely manner. So keep that in mind. UPS is still available, but they've dropped the service guarantee. I think in certain parts of the country, the whole pickup or placing an order to have something picked up may or may not be an option right now. And then same thing with USPS. They're running into some shortages as well. So my son is talking to me. I'm gonna let Renata have it. So go ahead, Renata.
Yes, Nicole and I talked about that a little bit earlier today. But the USPS, if you haven't already, one of the ways to kind of minimize all the running around, because I have, as Kelly mentioned, sales every day now on multiple platforms. So I've got daily pickups coming from the Postal Service. It's very good to actually establish a relationship with your postman or your post lady. I used to just kind of sit and waiting for them to come so that I could let them know if I was going to have shipments. As he enters my subdivision, I've asked him to actually check again as he exits. Often that he's in I have a pretty big subdivision, so he's actually in here making deliveries for about an hour and a half every day. So in that hour and a half, I'm able to get additional shipments out and ready so that as he exits my subdivision, I happen to be on the main drag. And so when he's leaving, I've asked him to just kind of stop back by. I have an orange cone that I sit out anytime I've got shipments ready. And so when my mailbox is the last one he gets, on his way out. And so it helps if you've got a good relationship with your postal people. During the holidays, I sit out snacks and everything for him. He plays music when he comes up, so I can always hear him when he's coming. But establish that relationship, set up your postal pickups. USPS is still picking up daily. I have that set up. And so one of the things that I do is as the shipments come in, I'm actually using this time to try and up my metrics on Amazon. I know that with everything going in through FBA, oftentimes we're not really getting the seller feedback that we often, want. So with Merchant Fulfill, I've got so many orders going out now. I'm using that time to get those orders out same day, whenever possible. And then as soon as I see that that item has actually delivered, I'm just using a template to just kind of say, hey, I see you got your item. I hope everything is to your liking, that sort of thing. Just kind of start a dialogue. You have to be very careful about Amazon's terms and conditions. But if there is something, that is not right, let us know. And it has actually garnered me some additional positive feedback. So just a couple of tips, but it's a good time now while we've got a little bit of extra time. I've got a ton, and I do mean a ton, of orders on multiple platforms. So it's keeping me really busy. I'm up early in the morning, getting those shipments ready so that when the postman does come, I've got them out and ready to go. And as I mentioned, when he comes back through, I'm still working. So by the time he comes through the first time, if I've got 30 or 40 out, by the time he comes back an hour and a half later, I've usually got an additional 10 or 15 out. So take this time to get all of your listings up. If you have a death pile, I love that Kelly calls it a profit pile. But if you've got a pile of things that you've pulled back from Amazon or things that you just hadn't gotten around to listing, use this time to get that done. I'm actually using this time to try and set up a separate, I want to say different organizational method, because I had things kind of all over the place, the things that I was merchant fulfilling. And so as I'm placing orders, I'm doing mostly retail arbitrage now. So as I'm placing orders, I'm taking this time to put those into bins, to label everything. I've actually purchased something called a pack and I'll have to look it up again. I think it's called a pack and list, but it's just a little piece of software. And when you put it in, it actually will print out a label that tells you exactly what's in that bin. So it's worked pretty well for me. And it's super simple. It's just, you kind of speak it in and it types up what you say, you print that label off and slap it on the bin. And so I've been saying I was going to do something like that for a long time. What I ended up with was something a little bit different. I would put my SKUs in and I would kind of do it by month, but oftentimes I wouldn't get those things that I was planning to list in a bin by month because I was mostly shipping into FBA. So now that I've got a lot of merchandise coming in every month, I'm taking the time to really get a different system in place that's going to work for me in the long run. So that's just one thing, but take this time to really reach out and try to find out where you can find some efficiencies, things that you can just kind of tweak in this time. So if you have not set up those pickups, it's a good time to do that. If you have set up pickups, but you need to either, change the days or change the times or increase the number of pickups, it's a great time to do that as well. If you haven't ordered supplies, now's a great time to do that. And even looking forward, whenever we're released from this, I feel like I'm a teenager. I'm being punished some kind of way, and I'm going to rebel whenever we're ready to, whenever we're released from all of these restrictions. But people are going to be not just, ready to go, but all the things that you would normally be selling. I have a feeling that, you should really be stocking up on that. What I'm finding is some of the things that I see people buying, I'm not a consumer psychologist, but I think people are already planning for some of those vacations and trips and things that they'd like to do, like places they'd like to go, because it's already warming up, at least here in Texas it is. And so I'm already seeing like summer toys and things like that. I know people are at home, but if they've got a pool, they're going to be buying all of the pool toys they can find, because they're going to want the kids out of the house, out of their hair, and all of those things. So those things that you would normally buy and maybe ship in, one of the things that I do is I buy them and I list them right away. And unfortunately, I know Kelly mentioned that Amazon is opening up some additional items. I saw that in my back office, but when I list them, I'm not able to even get a shipment made before they start selling. And so I'm still being mostly responsible for merchant fulfilling a lot of the items that I'm bringing in now. So that's why I'm making sure that I've got the supplies that I need to be able to send everything off. I'm going to actually take some of the listings down because I don't have access to a lot of the supplies that I normally would be able to ship off. Some of the larger items that I had that I'm not able to get into Amazon right now. But all of the smaller things that I'm buying online now, I want to make sure that I have the supplies for those. And if it's something that I'm going to be frantically looking around trying to find something to ship something in, I'm just going to kind of pull that back for now. Just to, like, again, just to make some things more efficient for me around here. If I'm able to get 100 packages out a day and I know exactly what they are and where all the packaging is, that's going to make it a lot easier on me than something that I normally would sell 2 or 3 times, a month. But now I'm running out of the boxes or the packaging for that. So just take this time to really take a look at, how your operation is actually being run. If you've got reports that you haven't run in a while, that was me. Reports that you haven't run in a while, you can take some time and do that. One of the things that I've took time to do early this morning is actually the reimbursements. Oh my gosh, could not believe how much money Amazon actually owed me. So that's one of those things that, as a business owner, we should be doing that on a regular basis. And it's on my list. I usually do it around the 15th of every month. This month, because taxes were going to be due, I actually had it slated for last week, but I got super busy with some other things and it got pushed to today. But yes, if you have not asked Amazon to take a look at all the reimbursements that you're actually eligible for, you might be surprised. That might actually be like a stimulus check. You can look at that and say, wow, look at what I've been missing. So just make sure that those types of things, if you haven't put those into your normal work schedule, like I said, I normally do that monthly around the 15th, but if you haven't put those type of business operations items into your work schedule, now's a good time to actually sit down and look at all the things that you're doing and all those things that you're not doing that you've been planning to do and put those into your schedule so that your operations run more smoothly.
All right. Go ahead, Kelly.
I just remembered another thing. eBay's trying to roll out is a repricer.
Oh,
eBay called Street Pricer or something like that. For me, I'm too much of a control freak to have something change my prices. That I gotta be in control of that. So, but some people like that stuff. Not me. I don't like that stuff. I like to control my own prices by myself. So.
that's something I would actually be interested in, at least trying on the eBay side. I would be interested in that.
Yeah, it might be worth looking into because again, you have some opportunities for profit. I know that there's a lot of repricers that are already out there. People have been using for a while. There's, different opinions about using repricers. And so, if you find that you're making money with it or it's helping you with your sales, great. I know that a lot of people that use the repricers for the last Q4, they noticed some difference in their organic traffic, meaning their sales were not what they were expecting. And because, of course, Amazon always changes its algorithm. So sometimes reprices can be a great thing. And sometimes it'll be like, ooh, that double-edged sword. So, yeah, thanks for that tip. So I wanted to just piggyback off of two things or one or two things that Renata's talking about. So one, definitely check your local UPS and USPS regarding pickup just to make sure you're still good to go. We encourage you to diversify. I think that's one of the biggest learning lessons that everyone is experiencing right now that's been selling on Amazon. There's a bunch of Amazon FBAers that are figuring out how to pivot and how to merchant fulfill from their own inventory that's sitting in the Amazon warehouse. So if you don't know how to do that, we can teach you how to do that with the eCom Sellers Academy. But we encourage you, if you've got inventory in there, go ahead and try to go ahead and merchant fulfill from your own inventory until Amazon has is allowing everything to start going out again. And, with the stats around COVID-19 and figuring out, when we will be wherever we're going to be, we don't know. Nobody knows. Well, I will say this one. The number of people that are buying online, that are on the internet, that are making purchases online is going to continue to be high through the end of the year. Even if it takes a dip when the country is reopened, people will continue to enjoy and appreciate the convenience of purchasing online. They will enjoy it and they will continue that trend. I won't say 100% of them will, but there will be a high percentage of them that were. And initially, there was some statistics around what they were projecting the number of online buyers would be in 2020, and those numbers have just completely been blown out of the water. So if you're wondering if this is a good time to get into e-commerce, if you're wondering if this is a good time to say, I have an eyelash. Sorry. If you're wondering if this is a time to get into e-commerce or to get started or to, begin selling, this is the best time ever. You just need to take action. If you're a seller that had some inventory and you're like, I can't do nothing with it, you would be surprised at the number of people that are out there looking for stuff to buy or looking for your items. Because again, people are stuck in their houses. Things that they would typically buy and go to the store for every single week. Now they're not going every week. Maybe they're going every 2 weeks or sometimes every 3 weeks. And so if they need something, they would rather have it delivered, whether they place an order and have Instacart get it for them or shipped or whatever, or they place an order on Amazon or any other e-commerce platform. People are finding and appreciating the convenience of having stuff delivered to their front door. Even though the service guarantees are not in place, a lot of stuff is still arriving in a very timely manner. And we're praying for all of the people who are working in the stores and all of the delivery drivers that are out there doing their thing. We're praying for their safety and their health. But right now, that is a booming industry. That's a booming industry. If you do any type of delivery, people are looking for you to be able to go get something for them, whether it's prescriptions, medication, prescriptions, food, whatever, and deliver it to them. So if you are not doing e-commerce and you've got stuff that you've been holding on to, you've been messing around with the idea, maybe you got started a couple of years ago and you still got inventory you never got rid of, you were thinking about giving it away. We just want to encourage you to go ahead and list it. List it on eBay, list it on Amazon, list it, Merchant Fulfill, listed on Mercari, Poshmark, OfferUp, 5 Mile, Vinted, Facebook Marketplace. There's so many different places in which to list your stuff. I think one of the bigger lessons learned out of this is people are understanding the importance of diversifying and not just doing Amazon FBA. So remember that there are prep centers out there that are available to you. We'll put a couple of them in the comments that you can engage to help you do what you need to do in your business, so that the next time you have a big shipment you want to send into Amazon, instead of sending it into Amazon, do it Merchant Fulfill, work out a relationship with your prep center and have your prep center send the items to your customer directly as if it were Merchant Fulfilled. A great way in which to, continue to make money in e-commerce and continue to grow your e-commerce business. That's something we encourage you to do right now. So prep centers is an opportunity. Also Walmart. It's an overlooked platform that a lot of people are not paying attention to. So diversify and look into Walmart, because there is a lot of money to be made there as well. And yes, Walmart accepts third-party sellers. So look into that, see what you can do, and let's, get started making some money in e-commerce. You can take a job with the Amazon warehouses. That's a great opportunity. You can do delivery if you are comfortable with, handling bags and everything. But if you don't want to do any of that, again, look at a prep. And if you don't want to handle inventory, sending it to customers yourself, doing Merchant Fulfilled, then look at a third party prep center. Look at one of the prep centers to help you do what you need to do in your business. So Kelly, is there anything else you wanted to add to any of that?
I feel like I had something in it, I worked an 11-hour shift today. I'm also a nurse, so sometimes my brain's kind of fried right now.
I get it. She's back. Okay. So what I was going to say is, so today I talked with, I'm sorry, there is an eyelash that is pointing down. It's making me nuts. So today I was doing a coaching session because we offer 20-minute coaching sessions. I'll also put that in the comments. If you're interested in a coaching session, you just want to talk to us and see if eCom Sellers is a fit for you, then we encourage you to sign up for a coaching session. Okay, so you can just click on the link in the comments. I'll put it in there in just a second. But I had a coaching session with someone who was doing e-commerce and wasn't being consistent in their business. They were just dabbling a little bit here and there. And what I encourage them to do is to set aside a dedicated 30-minute window, an hour window every single day. This person had inventory in their house, and you probably have inventory in your house. Whether you think it's inventory or not, it probably is. If it's something you haven't been touching for the last 9 months to a year or 2 years, and it still got the tags on it, or even if it doesn't still have the tags on it, sitting in the garage, sitting in the attic, sitting in the basement, that is inventory that somebody else is probably interested in potentially buying. So you should list it and try it out, see what happens. But in any case, what I told them to do is to commit to, for the first week, commit to 30 minutes every single day for 1 week and list on one platform. Then week 2, list for 1 hour. Find that 1 hour window. You're going to eventually need to find at least 15 to 30 minutes of your time for shipping. But in the beginning, you're not going to need a lot of time for shipping. So 1 hour worth of listing, 2 platforms for 1 week. So week 1, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 1 platform. Week 2, sorry, not 1 hour, 30 minutes, 1 platform, 7 days. Week 2, 1 hour, 2 platforms. Okay. Then week 3, bump it up to an hour and a half and add 30 minutes of shipping time to that window. If you're trying to get some recurring income, that is a way that you can do that. But you've got to find that window in which you're most productive. If you are a person that you find that you have the most amount of energy and focus first thing in the morning, maybe your 1 hour or your 1 hour and a half is first thing in the morning. If you're a person that finds that you get really productive and you get really restless at the end of the day and you really want to do something, then make it the end of the day for yourself. But this is your window, your opportunity to make some money in e-commerce. The only thing that is stopping you is you. This opportunity is sitting there ready for you to pick up the ball and run with it. And so all you need to do is just be consistent. Get started, be consistent. So I'm going to say it again. The first week, 30 minutes, 1 platform every single day. Week 2, 1 hour, 2 platforms every single day. And figure out where you can add 15 minutes for shipping. Week 3, an hour and a half, at least 2 to 3 platforms, and find 30 minutes of additional shipping time in there every single day. And when I say every day, I mean every day, 7 days a week, not Monday through Friday, 7 days a week. And if you have to think of it as like clocking in, think of it as like clocking in to a job. I am on the clock right now. I'm going to ignore the kids. They're going to write on the walls. They're going to paint the carpet. Whatever they're going to do, they're going to do it. Okay? I'll put them in the backyard with a ball. We'll see what happens. Or, you just got to find that dedicated, committed time. If it's during their lunch hour, fine. If you want to get the kids involved, if the kids like to prop things up and you can take the pictures with your phone, whatever works for you, but find a pattern, a method so that you can be consistent in your business. Because again, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 9 months from now, it is going to be like crazy because you built that habit of consistency, you built that muscle, and your business is going to thank you for it because e-commerce sales are continuing to skyrocket. People are continuing to experience a second Q4 right now. So if you want to jump in now, feet first, don't hesitate, don't procrastinate, just get started. I don't know if the ladies wanted to add anything to that.
I just want to say we just finished with Easter, so you kind of put away the Easter stuff. There might be a couple Easter sales afterwards, but now you got to look ahead to the next holidays. Usually it's graduation, but because of what's going on, you might still a little bit of graduation stuff. People might have like little graduation parties for their seniors, even though they're not, really going to have their ceremonies. I heard a lot of schools are already canceling them, which is very sad, I think, They worked so hard for all that time. Now they're not going to be able to have the walk. But think about what you got. Mother's Day coming up. What do you have that someone could give to as a gift for their mother? What do you have for Memorial Day? Maybe some people might still have a little barbecue, but just with just their family, but they still want to go outside and barbecue them hamburgers, hot dogs, and what do you have that people use for barbecues? They're gonna still decorate red, white, and blue. What do you have to decorate for that? So go ahead and start thinking. What can you put up for the upcoming events that are coming up? What's summer bathing suits? Do you have bathing suits? Maybe you bought a bunch of bathing suits on clearance. Get them listed. Start thinking you know, what can you go ahead and get listed so you have it up before anyone else?
Yeah, and honestly, just like Kelly's mentioning now, but to my point earlier, people are going to go crazy with whatever celebrations they are able to have. I believe that they're really going to go all out. So when you look at, Mother's Day now, where people may have in the past either, unfortunately, may have forgotten or may have done a little something because they might have traveled to see their mom and that may have been their gift to mom. If they're not able to do that now, they may opt to really go all out and buy things and send them to mom and that sort of thing. So I believe that Memorial Day, Mother's Day, and Father's Day, and if this stretches out into July 4th, I think those are going to be some really big opportunities as far as online sales. Because even if people aren't able to travel as they have in the past, probably not even if, but in spite of that fact, people are going to do whatever they would normally do at home. They're going to make it more grandiose. They're going to make it bigger. They're going to try and make it more fun because they've been stuck in the house and, there hasn't been a lot of activity going on. So if this stretches out into the June and July timeframe, people are going to have a huge backyard barbecue, just to have something to do. And again, if they've got a pool, people might actually try to dig a pool by the time that comes. But if they have a pool, they're going to want every pool toy there is. They're going to be buying new towels and new cushions and new patio furniture, listing ideas. But anything that you see, if you go to those websites, those are great ideas. If you're doing retail arbitrage, if you can find a wholesaler for any of those things. Nicole and I have been teaching for years in the past, but whatever, you take your clues from whatever the stores are doing. And I know right now the gardening is huge. Everywhere you look, there's a front page ad for everything is about gardening and barbecuing right now. So those are some great ideas. The things that Kelly just mentioned are going to be a great place to start. If you haven't been listing, that's a great place to start so you can get a jump on everyone.
Yeah, and we could go on and on and on because this is the time in which people are trying to keep kids busy. So be thinking about the fact that school is out. I mean, you can say school is still in. There's probably some people in the U.S. the school is still in, but in a lot of the big metropolitan areas, school is out. You might as well just say it's out. Reconvene in August. So, for those of us who live in big metropolitan areas where we have just accepted the fact that school is out, even though they haven't officially announced it, parents are thinking, I got to keep my kids busy April, May, June, July, and part of August. 4 months, they got to keep them kids busy. When she was saying gardening, like parents are taking the opportunity. Some parents are taking the opportunity to teach their kids how to do certain things. Like maybe they have a gardening project. Okay, now we're going to have a rock collection project. Okay, now we're going to do sidewalk art project. And we're going to, whatever it happens to be, let's go ahead and reorganize your room. So we got to get some containers and some bins project. And so all of those things require them to either buy something from somewhere. You think about what you could be sourcing. The thing that I would encourage everybody to do is 15 minutes, no less than 15 minutes every single week. And I would say every single day, but 15 minutes every single week, preferred every day. You need to be applying or reaching out to a wholesale provider. and building another relationship. By the time this is over, you may have, before it's over, 20 or 30 or 40 wholesale accounts for sourcing inventory in the future. Then if you establish your prep center relationship, then you've got that as well to piggyback off of. So that you can have a prep center. So once you get inventory from your wholesale supplier, it can go to a prep center. Be on the lookout for liquidations. There's going to be liquidations. There are going to be liquidations. It's going to happen, unfortunately. There will be stores that will be going out of business. Take advantage of that. Easter is going on clearance. Take advantage of that, because again, a lot of the stuff, if you've ever looked at Walmart's Easter baskets, like, they're not really Easter baskets. Not the Easter baskets that me and Renata remember when we were kids, and maybe even Kelly. These are full on. They got basketballs in them and everything else. It's not an Easter basket with just eggs and candy. It's a so think about combinations. If you are a person that is good at putting things together, think about that. Put together some Easter baskets, or put together not some Easter baskets. Put together some summer activity baskets for kids to do, because parents got to keep kids busy for 4.5 months, and they're going to still buy back to school. So.
I stumbled upon a few weeks ago, but a very popular hashtag. But apparently, quarantine baking is like a really big deal. So people are baking all kinds of things. So if you can find a wholesaler, I don't actually have a Wilton account, but if you can establish a relationship with a wholesaler that can get you some Wilton supplies, that would go really, really hard in the paint right about now, because they have all of these people out here that are just baking cookies and cakes and bread loaves and all sorts of things. And I don't know why baking is the activity or the type of cooking of choice, but quarantine baking is like, it's actually a thing. It's like a thing. They've got full on Facebook groups about all the things that people are baking while they're stuck at home. So, and I actually used to love to bake, and I don't know that I have the tools or the patience for that anymore, but baking was one of the, I still like to cook. Baking used to be my favorite thing to do. And I don't know that I have the patience for that anymore, but I may actually join a few of those groups and see what's changed in the last 30 years that makes it such a big deal now. I just used to like to bake because I like to eat. They share recipes, and I don't know, maybe they mail each other tastings or something, but we could do a cookie exchange or something. I like that idea.
Well, Kelly, did you want to add anything else to that?
Cookbooks, everyone's baking, they need cookbooks.
So with everything that is happening, one thing that you could do if you're trying to figure out what should you be sourcing right about now, if you're completely drawing a blank, do a Google search for summer activities for kids, and whatever's in that Google search for summer activities for kids, source it. Source it right now. Because again, they got to do 4.5 months of keeping kids busy. So source that if you do that Google search. Also do a Google search for things to do in the house when you're bored. Mother's Day gift. Do a Google search. Yeah, boredom busters. So do a Google search for that, and then source for those items. Do a Google search for summer activities, just in general, like summer outdoor activities, and source for those items. And you don't always have to source for the big things. You can source for things that are medium size or smaller, but source for those items. That's what I would do.
Yeah, and if you can't source for the larger things, I know a lot of the things, because people have been doing it for a few months now. A lot of the items with retail arbitrage things I'm finding are really sold out. So it automatically, my mind goes to the accessories. So if you can't find the books, for the water paints or whatever, then you go to the holders. You've got, organizers for watercolors and crayons and brushes and all of these things. But as people continue to bring all of these things together to try to bust their boredom and try to find things to do with the kiddos and try to find things to do, for their own personal growth, or just, for their own personal boredom, they're going to have all these accessories and other things that they're going to realize that they need as they take on a brand new hobby, something that they've never done before. They don't realize everything that goes along with it. So I've actually found that, like, with the watercolor palettes, there's a whole genre of accessories that goes along with that, because most of the canvases and books and things are sold out. I mean, you can't find them anywhere, but there's a whole bunch of accessories that go along with each of those that you could absolutely start to look for good places to source.
All right. Anything else that you can think of for right now that we need to mention?
I think we've given the people a good starting place. So just get started. Take
Just get
action
started.
and
Just
get
get
going.
started. All right. Well, Kelly, we'll let you have the last, and then I'll do the wrap up. But go ahead and share if there's anything else that you think we should mention real quick.
I know a lot of places are blocking off non-essential stuff in the stores so that you can only buy essential stuff, and that includes gardening items. So if you have those gardening items, you have seeds. If you have a way to get to them, you might well go ahead and start getting them listed, because some places are blocking them off so that people can't just be browsing the garden section or buying seeds, or they're only letting them go get groceries. They're not letting them buy clothes. So kids who grew over the winter can't fit into their summer clothes from last year. List if your kids outgrew their clothes, list their clothes, list their old clothes that they don't that they outgrew. There's always something you can find.
All right. Well, we hope that this information was helpful to you all. We meet every other Monday, our eCom Mondays, where we want to share tips and strategies to help you be successful in your e-commerce business, to grow your e-commerce business, to thrive right about now. We encourage you to get the eCom Seller Summit virtual e-commerce training. It is chock full of great information. We had 24 amazing speakers and trainers that are there to help you in your e-commerce business. And I believe we had a total of around 35 amazing bonuses. So if you want e-commerce training where you can watch something other than the news and other than Netflix and other than Roku, we're watching Roku here, but something other than that, if you want to learn a new skill, because this is that window to learn a new skill, when this is over, if you didn't take the opportunity to learn something new during this downtime, then you really missed out on an opportunity to grow yourself, to grow your knowledge, to grow your business. So this is the time, 24 hours of amazing content to help you grow and build and scale your e-commerce business. All you have to do is go to www.ecomsellersummit.com right now to grab your virtual e-commerce training. That's www.ecomsellersummit.com to grab your virtual e-commerce training. Then in addition to that, if you're looking for regular recurring support, we have our awesome eCom Sellers Academy. So we have 9 amazing leaders that are here to help you in your e-commerce business. If you want to check us out, I put in the comments a link to our free coaching so we can have a one-on-one conversation to see if eCom Sellers Academy is for you. All you have to do is just go to www.ecomsellersacademy.com to sign up. And we're here to help you grow and build your e-commerce business. You'll gain access to our membership site that already has preloaded in it several training sessions that we've been recording since last May. And then in addition to that, I do want to say this. If you become an Academy member, you gain access to the summit automatically. So you gain access to the summit just by becoming an eCom Sellers Academy member. And then in addition to that, we do have a free Facebook group. It's eCom Sellers Mastermind. You can join eCom Sellers Mastermind, where we share tips and strategies to help you in your e-commerce business. We just want you to know that we're here to help you. We're here to support you. We're here to help encourage you during this very interesting and unexpected time in our lives. I'm sure all of us are going, I never thought that I would live through this. Like, we've lived through the war. I'm sorry, I'm old enough to say this, like the Gulf War, then the second Gulf War, then 9/11. And then this, it's like, what is happening here? It's an interesting time for all of us. We know this, and we want to help you get through this storm and continue to survive and thrive during this window. I think that's it. Is there anything else, ladies?
Just make sure that our viewers know if there's something that you'd like for us to talk about, we'd love to get your recommendations or suggestions. Just drop them in the comments below. Be sure and like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we can come right back here every other Monday. And if you've got a specific topic that you'd like for us to hop on here and talk about, we'd be glad to do that.
Absolutely. All right. Until 2 Mondays from now, which I don't even know what date that is. The 20th. It's the 27th, maybe. I don't know. 14 days. Yeah, I think it's 27th. So we'll see you on Monday, the 27th. I think it's the 27th. Am I right? All right. We'll talk with you later. Good luck. God bless.
Jazz hands. Bye.
Bye.